6 triangles from collar sleeve guard. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm in my collar sleeve guard. Okay, I'm holding the end of his sleeve and holding his collar kind of close to his collarbone. Okay, for the first triangle setup over here, I'm gonna make sure that my foot is stretching him all the way out so that his knee and elbow are disconnected over here, and I'm gonna be able to shoot my triangle. All right, now this is for this first option here. All right, when I get to this situation, a lot of times my partner is gonna be constantly be trying to pummel his leg in so that he can stuff my leg. All right, so when he's trying to pummel his arm under, right, he is not holding my pants, so my leg is free to go for the triangle. So I'm gonna lift my hips all the way up. I'm gonna chop, making sure that the inside of my knee catches on his neck, and I can close my triangle as best as I can and make sure that I end up off center to him. So my foot on the hip pushed me off center. So once I get here, you guys are gonna lock your triangle. All right, lock it as much as you can. Even if you guys have shorter legs, then you guys can close your triangle here, turn your foot outwards, flex your feet, turn your top leg out to close the space, and then you guys can get the finish over here. You can also change and go for the arm bar as well too. All right, so one more time. Just trying to pummel. All right, guys, the second triangle is now, all right, is when he's grabbing my pants here, right? So when he's grabbing my pants, usually it's very difficult to triangle, right? But you guys can attack the omoplata. But if I want to triangle him anyways, what I can do is, if he gets a strong grip on the pants here like this, what I can do is my foot is going to pummel outside, all right? So my foot's going to pummel outside, and I'm going to kick my leg through hard. As I kick it through, it's already starting to put tension on his leg. You can keep your grip where it was. So when I'm here, I'm gonna lift my heel all the way up, and now as I bring my heel back over the biceps, I push it away, it's gonna break his grip. And when his grip breaks, I'm available, the triangle is available there, guys, okay? So again, Braden's gonna grab my pants over here. Look, I'm gonna take my leg all the way out, and I go over, and then now I extend, and now you guys can finish the triangle the same way that we did in the first one. Oh. All right, guys, so the next triangle is from the shallow lasso. So when I'm here, all right, if my foot is hooked all the way in, you guys can unhook it here, and then I can be ready to throw this this triangle here, okay? So if he's trying to pummel in, it goes very similar to the first two triangles that we did. He's trying to pummel in over here, trying to stuff my leg. What I'm gonna do from here though is, instead of stepping on his hip, both of my legs are gonna go up in the air, and my arms are gonna pull, and I'm gonna shoot my legs all the way up. Kind of like this exercise that we do in the warm-up sometimes for jiu-jitsu. So I'm here, he's trying to pummel in over here, right? He's moving around, his knee and elbow are gonna get disconnected sometimes, right? He's gonna get a little lazy here, he's not gonna have this always connected. I see that disconnected over here, and him trying to pummel. I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna quickly slip this off, and then shoot. It's very important that you don't do one leg at a time. This is not gonna work. I gotta go both legs and pull his arm across. And now you guys can adjust your triangle, right? You can do a basic hand adjust over here, all right? I'm not a fan of letting go with my hands. I like to pull his arm across, controlling his arms over here. And now look, I like to flex my foot, close as much as I can, turn my foot to the outside. Sometimes that adjusts. You guys can even just rotate your foot all the way through like this, and that helps close your triangle. Then you guys can pull on the head and finish. And even if you only end up locking a little bit lower like this, turn your foot all the way out, and that puts a good amount of pressure that you should be able to finish your triangle if you have short legs or your partner has big shoulders. I'm here, he's trying to pummel out, that's fine. Here, and then finish. Now, let's say he was grabbing my pants, right? Like it can also be like that. So he's getting my pants over here. I can break this grip over here, and then now I can do the same thing, combining the second and third one together. Okay, the next triangle is from the lasso position. So I'm here, I'm gonna go to the lasso, and I'm making sure that my foot is hooked behind his triceps over here. I want a nice, like a medium lasso, not super shallow like this, also not super deep, okay? So I'm gonna have this here, my shallow lasso, and I wanna really make sure that his arm is bent. All right, so I'm bending his arm over here like this, keeping a nice bend in his arm and pushing his wrist to his chest. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do a power omoplata setup, but when I do the omoplata, I'm gonna make him post his arm so you can get the triangle. So I'm gonna make, if I feel like he's really committed to my belt over here like this, like sometimes people will lock in over here for base, I can skip a step and go directly to his elbow because his arm is committed. If he's not, then I need to switch my hands, from the collar to the sleeve, then go back to the elbow, right? Make sure that you guys, you bring your thumb with your other fingers and hold right behind his, a little bit right behind his triceps, right before his elbow. My other hand's gonna go back to the collar. Now I'm gonna extend my leg really hard over here as I do a big row and pull him to me. As I bring my hips to his shoulder, I bring his shoulder, pull his shoulder to my hips. So I go all the way here like this. And now what I like to do from here is that as soon as I get to this position, my partner is gonna base this arm so he doesn't fall down. So as I start coming here, he's gonna start basing that arm. That allows my leg to slip all the way over the top over here. And I end up in this trap triangle position. From here, I have a few different ways to finish. It's a little bit more difficult to finish the front triangle from here, but from here, I got a good TP choke where I connect my hands like this. I'll connect my hands like so, and now look, I squeeze my legs and my arms together, and I can get the finish. Also, my hand is in the collar over here, so a lot of times he's gonna be trying to posture here, and this is gonna allow me to get to my loop choke. So I'm gonna open this collar, I'll take out the slack, push his head all the way inside, and then now look, I can finish my loop choke from here. You can also do a triangle, right? You can close your triangle and then now start to work the arm across as well too, guys, to get the finish. Okay, so again, I'm here. I have a nice bend in his arm. If he's committed over here, I can skip a step, but let's say he's not committed with his arm. I get the sleeve over here, and now I go to the triceps, and I go back to the collar. Right? I extend my leg hard, shoot it all the way up, and I lean to that side. As he posts, I throw my leg all the way over and cross my legs in a trap triangle. I can finish in a TP choke like this over here. So I straighten my legs and my arms together like this to get the finish, okay? Or I can keep my hand in the collar over here. Right, take out the slack, go for a loop choke, or you guys can close your triangle. Use your hands, hand adjust the triangle, pass the arm to the other side, and then you guys can finish your front triangle over here. All right, so now we're gonna be in the collar sleeve, but my partner is gonna be camping out in a strong base position where his knee and elbow are really strong together and he's bending his arm over here. So when I'm here, it's difficult to sweep him, and it's hard to go for the triangle because his knee and elbow are connected over here. So what I can do is I can disconnect that by going shin on shin. So I'm gonna take my lasso leg out, I'll do a small hip escape, and I'm gonna place my foot in front of his foot. This is called shin on shin. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend his leg all the way out as I pull him forward. That's gonna disconnect his knee from his chest, and now from here you guys can start to shoot your triangle and finish like we did earlier.